I'm telling them I'm going to Africa. You know why? Because I met somebody, and you can imagine the way they were questioning me too. Hi, this is Tom
and Musia,
and we are here once again, and we got a little more to share about our story of how we met and got together and got married and everything, and I'm excited to tell it. And before we go on, though, remember, she's the African.
He's the American.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And that is the story, how we met. Long distance. I was in Chicago. I contacted her on the internet. If you
Not
look
short distance.
Yeah. If you look at the other videos that we put up, it is very interesting how we had that long distance relationship. So we already covered quite a bit on the last several videos, how we met and everything, and how I went over there. But before I went there, I wanted to share this because she shared a little bit about how her friends and family begin to question her, like, what are you doing meeting someone on the internet from the USA,
Back then it was a sin, I tell you.
16 years ago. Mm-hmm. And so now I have a, fairly nice sized family and stuff, and I'm telling them I'm going to Africa. Why? Because I met somebody. And you can imagine the way they were questioning me too. They begin to bring up stories that, I think one of my brothers was like, they take people for ransom and things like that. And they really cared about me. They thought I was doing something crazy, but they didn't know we've been talking every day for 5 hours a day and back and forth. And by the, after for 7 months complete. So, but even 3 months into that, we were going crazy. Like, we gotta see each other,
Yes.
So, everyone was warning me and different things, but my mom actually, at one point, she said she felt a peace about it, and that was good. That was good. And so I went, by myself, got on that plane.
He get in the airplane to come over there. He carried toilet paper. He carried towels. And I told him, you don't have to do that. You know how the mentality in America, people think in Africa we just live around the lions and nothing good out there. So I'm like, you don't have to carry all that. But anyway,
I think I carried one just in case. Just in case our definition of toilet paper wasn't the same.
So he did carry his towel, his toilet paper. And when he came to the airport, so we're taking him home, in the entrance of the home, not my home, but my family I have in South Africa. And he was like, oh my God, is here? Oh, I'm like, yeah, I think we have some toilet paper in this house.
Yeah, and you'll see the pictures. And I'm sure I'm showing you the pictures of what I walked into when I went there.
He gets in the house, he's like, oh no, I don't have this kind of luxury back in America.
Yeah.
So he started, calming me down, like showing me, oh, I married you, but I don't have this living. Mm-hmm. So I say that part just to remind other people who think that if you go to Africa, you just go in jungle. No, we don't live in jungle. We live in beautiful. It's beautiful.
To me, when we got into that area, I thought this is like a wonderland. Like big mansions. Every mansion had was pink or blue or red or like really colors standing out. Big gates around and big plants everywhere. I'm like, wow. I was amazed. It was like a beautiful.
It was
like I'm in
Africa.
Yeah, like I was in something you would see in like a fairy tale movie on TV. This is she was in a very beautiful place in near it was in the area of Johannesburg, but in the suburb, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very beautiful and big place, I'll tell you. And so I get there, and I was amazed, and speaking of what you're saying, I mean, highways and everything, at some points, the highways that we were on, it looked like I was right in Chicago traveling, I mean, like, even some of the scenery I'm seeing, I'm like, wait a minute, am I in Chicago or in Africa? And it was really, very nice place. So I didn't know nothing about Africa. I didn't know what to expect. But now, for me not knowing, it was amazing that I went, and love brought me there. Out of anything I've ever heard about Africa, which was very little, I never even knew about apartheid. That's how ignorant I was about Africa. Apartheid in South Africa. I learned all about that. I began to learn about it when I was there with her. But I didn't know nothing about that stuff. I just knew I met this young lady and I'm going there to marry her. And I'm thinking hopefully she'll come back with me, possibly. And that was very interesting. So now when we got there, or I got there, we made an appointment to get married the next day at the city office.
That was funny.
Very next day. So now, and as we touched on the other videos, we felt we knew each other. We really did. I felt like she was a longtime friend, girlfriend, fiance, whatever. So we were very comfortable getting married. We get there, and the interesting things that were happening, and throughout this story, you'll see obstacles that were there and challenges, but it was like we just steamrolled over everything. Love and faith. Like, I remember we were talking about it back then when I was with you in South Africa, and out of all the paperwork and stuff, and we said, well, we just believe it's going to work out. We know it's going to work out. Our love and faith conquered everything. So we get to the home affairs, some family and friends, there was, about 5 people came with us. And so then the guy in the home affairs desk who was going to marry us, he starts looking through the books and he's like, what was he saying? Like, oh, I don't see you here or something.
Oh, he didn't see the appointment.
Yeah, and we made the appointment.
But the appointment was made of his chief.
Yeah.
So my cousin connected with the chief of the man who was going to marry us and make appointment. But then the chief come in and say, no, they have to get married today. So in that point, he didn't have any power to hold us.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did. He did marry us.
Yeah. So he proceeded.
In last minute.
Did the vows, gave us a marriage certificate, and we had a nice after dinner at a buffet. Very nice restaurant.
Yeah.
Just right afterwards, we had another wedding party a few days later, but
we're supposed to get the church wedding, but my church people at the time, they refused me. They say they cannot do the wedding because he's not from their church.
Even though I was a minister, and a Christian, but they
I was already
had a funny feeling.
The dress and all that. So I was that was very disappointing.
Yeah.
But we did what we're supposed to do. That's what was matter, and maybe one day we will get wedding change.
Yeah.
Oh, I know it's not too late. So he married us, and we have appointment next day with immigration.
Yeah. Now, I made this appointment when I was still in the USA. I went online. I was looking at the embassy, and I made an appointment. Not realizing I made an appointment for something totally different.
Yeah.
You know, and so we went anyway. And we're like, we're here for our appointment because now we wanted to get it going. I'm thinking we go in there. I say, look, we're married. She needs to fly back with me. I'm flying back in 8 days, and I need to buy her a ticket so that she can go back with me. And we get there, and they're like, you made an appointment for something different. You know, I forget what it was. They're like, well, because you're here, we'll talk to you anyway. And that was amazing, huh?
Yeah.
They could have just said, no, sorry, you made the wrong appointment. See you later, you know. But now I had 10 days there. That was interesting. We had 10 days to do what we had to do.
Yeah.
And we not knowing anything what was required. So we're there. And so they say, well, we'll talk to you. So didn't they talk to you first, right?
Yeah, they we wait for the consulate to talk to us. So he talked to me, he questioned. Then the question come, when did you guys know each other? Or when did you get married?
Oh.
When did you get married? And that was yesterday.
Yeah.
And this lady, she was British. And she's like, what? Yesterday? No. She closed the file.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay.
They were giving us a hard time at first.
Then they send us to somebody else.
So let me tell them about the marriage certificate. So we're like, well, here's the marriage certificate.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was a small piece of paper, you know. We got it from the affairs office in Johannesburg. We give it to her. She looks and she throws it back. And she says, you need to bring the unabridged certificate of marriage. Both of you standing here together. She said, call me when you get it. And she like threw everything at us. It was
the
something.
end of the story.
And we're like, unabridged? What do you mean? I mean, we got that. We're like, what are you talking about?
We walk out one
We're
day.
like, wow,
How
oh
are we
man.
going to get that? But
It was amazing.
miracle.
The next day.
Or 2 days after
later.
that we called the boss.
Oh, yeah,
the one
yeah.
who married us,
Yeah.
who ordered for us to be married. We called her that we need. No, my cousin did.
Your cousin, her cousin knew the lady who worked in the office.
So she called her and she said, oh, that's no problem. I'm ordering it right now from Victoria.
Mm-hmm. See, what happened was, the way it worked, it took a few days. So if you remember now, it wasn't ready till the Monday. Monday morning, thankfully, it came across. They had to send it, and it was printed up in the office. So they called her cousin, said it's ready. And now remember, the lady who was at the office, we'll call her Erica. She said, call me when you get it. And you both have to be here together with it. So in other words, I couldn't go back to the USA and she comes along with it. No, they required both of us had to be there. Now, at this point, we had 5 days left. 5 days. So Monday, it was ready. And we went to the office. We picked it up. And then I'm like, oh, yeah. She said to call her. So she picks up her little old cell phone back in those days, 16 years ago, And she looks, it was like 1% battery left. I mean, it was crazy. And it was like almost time for the consulate to close. It was almost like 4 o'clock or something like that. And guess what? She's like, let me call. And she calls, and Erica answers the phone. It was like, I could hear choir singing, at that point when Erica answers, and she's like, okay, we have the unabridged marriage certificate. And then Erica said, okay, come back and see me Wednesday at, I think it was 10 a.m. and then boom, her phone was dead. Right after that. Yeah, and so her phone like was ready to die. And at that last second, she got the call through to Erica. That was a Monday. She says, see us or come back Wednesday at 10. And she made that appointment for us right on the phone.
Now, stay tuned for next.
Yeah.
That's what we have for today. So stay tuned to know what next.
Yeah, and you'll be amazed at how things happen. And it was steps of faith we took, and there was amazing things that had to happen within those 5 days. And we will tell you the rest of the story. So thank you so much for joining with us now. And we're excited to come back and finish the story.
If you like this video, like it and share it. Subscribe if you are new. Thanks for watching.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.